New York, May 1952. Mickey Mantle sat in a hospital corridor, staring at his hands. His father was dying 3 floors above him, and Mickey had just struck out 4 times in front of him. 4 times. In Yankee Stadium. With 50,000 people watching. With his father in the stands for the first time in months. Mutt Mantle had driven 12 hours from Oklahoma. Sick. Dying. Just to watch his son play. And Mickey failed. Now he couldn't even walk into the room. Because the one thing, the only thing Mickey was supposed to get right was baseball. And he was losing that too. But what happened the next day didn't just save Mickey's career. It shattered everything people thought they knew about pain, sacrifice, and what the human body can endure. This is that story. Mickey Mantle sat alone in a hospital corridor. His father was dying 3 floors above him, and Mickey had just struck out 4 times in front of him. 4 times. Not against nobodies. Against Major League pitching. In Yankee Stadium. With his father watching from the stands for the first time since the injury. Mutt Mantle had driven 12 hours from Commerce, Oklahoma. He came to see his son play in the World Series. Instead he watched him fail. Now Mutt was upstairs. Hodgkin's disease. The doctors said weeks, maybe days. And Mickey couldn't even look him in the eye. Because baseball was supposed to be the one thing Mickey got right. His father had named him after Mickey Cochran. Trained him since he was 4 years old. Switch hitting. Both sides of the plate. Mutt would pitch right-handed. Grandpa would pitch left-handed. Mickey would swing until his hands bled. Every single day. Not because Mutt was cruel. Because Mutt worked in the mines. Lead and zinc mines in Oklahoma. He knew what that life did to a man's lungs. His own father died at 43. Mutt was already coughing blood at 39. He wanted Mickey out. Out of commerce. Out of the mines. Out of poverty. Baseball was the escape route, and now Mickey was blowing it. The knee injury happened 6 months earlier. 1951 World Series. Game 2. Mickey was chasing a fly ball in center field. Joe DiMaggio called him off. Mickey stopped short. His spikes caught on a drainage cover. His knee exploded. Not twisted. Not sprained. Torn apart. They carried him off the field. His father came down from the stands to ride with him to the hospital. In the cab, Mutt didn't say a word. He just stared at Mickey's knee. Swollen to twice its size. At the hospital they told Mickey he might not play again. He was 19 years old. But Mutt didn't let him quit. Even when the pain was so bad. Mickey couldn't sleep. Even when the doctors said surgery might not work. Mutt sat beside his bed every night and said the same thing. You're a Mantle. We don't quit. So Mickey rehabbed. He came back 4 months later. Too early. Way too early. But the Yankees needed him. They were chasing another pennant. And Mickey needed to prove he wasn't broken. Except he was. His knee never healed right. Every swing sent shocks up his leg. Every sprint felt like his kneecap would separate. He played anyway. Through April. Through May. Getting worse every week. The strikeouts piled up. The errors piled up. The boos started. Yankee Stadium booed him. And then Mutt came to watch. Mickey wanted to show him it was worth it. The pain. The rehab. The sacrifice. He wanted one moment where his father could see him succeed. Instead he struck out 4 times. After the game, Mickey went to the hospital. He took the elevator to Mutt's floor. Stood outside the door for 20 minutes. Couldn't go in. A nurse found him in the hallway. Your father's asking for you. Mickey walked in. Mutt was lying in bed. Gray. Barely recognizable. But his eyes were still sharp. Sit down. Mickey sat. Mutt didn't mention the game, didn't mention the strikeouts. He just looked at his son and said, "You think I'm disappointed?" Mickey couldn't answer. "I drove 12 hours to watch you play in the major leagues, my son, in Yankee Stadium, wearing pinstripes. You think 4 strikeouts changes that?" Mickey's throat closed. "I don't care if you strike out every time. I care that you're still swinging." Mutt died 3 days later. Mickey played the next afternoon. Doubleheader against the Cleveland Indians. His knee was wrapped so tight he could barely bend it. He hadn't slept in 2 days. His eyes were swollen from crying. First at bat, he hit a line drive single. Second at bat, he doubled off the wall. Third at bat, he stepped into the box against Bob Lemon, one of the best pitchers in baseball. Lemon threw a fastball inside. Mickey turned on it. The sound was different. Not a crack. A detonation. The ball jumped off his bat like it had been launched. It cleared the fence in left field, kept rising, hit the back wall of the bleachers. 450 feet. Mickey rounded the bases in silence. The crowd was screaming, but he couldn't hear them. All he could hear was his father's voice. "We don't quit." He hit another home run in the 5th inning, then another in the 7th. 3 home runs. On the worst day of his life, with a knee that should have ended his career. The Yankees won both games. After the second game, a reporter asked Mickey how he did it. "I don't know. I just kept swinging." That wasn't the truth. The truth was Mickey had made a decision in that hospital corridor. If his father could fight Hodgkin's disease without complaining, Mickey could play baseball on a bad knee. And he did. For 18 years. His knee never got better. It got worse. By 1961 it was both knees, then his shoulder, then his hip. He played every game wrapped in bandages, taped from ankle to thigh. Trainers said his legs looked like a war zone, but he kept playing, because quitting would have meant his father was wrong. In 1956 Mickey won the Triple Crown, leading the league in batting average, home runs and RBIs. First time a Yankee had done it in decades. He did it on one good leg. In 1961 he chased Babe Ruth's home run record with Roger Maris. Mickey hit 54 home runs that season. Would have hit more, but he missed the last 2 weeks with an infection in his hip. The infection came from a needle. A trainer had injected him with painkillers before a game. The needle wasn't sterile. Mickey almost died. He came back 2 weeks later and hit a home run. By 1968, his final season, Mickey could barely walk. Getting out of bed took 15 minutes. His knees were bone on bone. No cartilage left. Doctors said he was playing on exposed nerve endings. He hit .237 that year. 18 home runs. The worst numbers of his career. He retired at the end of the season. 536 career home runs, 3 MVP awards, 7 World Series championships, all on knees that should have ended him at 19. But the pain didn't stop when he retired. For the next 20 years Mickey lived with regret. Not about baseball, about everything else. He drank heavily, started during his playing days to numb the pain. Never stopped. Whiskey, vodka, whatever worked. He'd wake up hungover and go straight to the bar. His marriage fell apart. His relationship with his sons fell apart. He became the kind of father he swore he'd never be. In 1994, Mickey was diagnosed with liver cancer. Decades of drinking had destroyed his organs. The doctors said he needed a transplant. He got one. It didn't matter. The cancer had already spread. 2 months later, Mickey called a press conference. He stood in front of the cameras, thin, pale, dying, and he said, "I'm no role model. I'm a ball player who made mistakes. Don't be like me." Be better. He died 3 weeks later, August 13th, 1995. He was 63 years old. The funeral was in Dallas. Thousands of people showed up. Players, fans, people who had never met him but grew up watching him play. Bob Costas gave the eulogy. He talked about Mickey's talent, his toughness, his flaws, and then he said something that stayed with everyone in that church. In the end, people loved Mickey Mantle because he played like it mattered. Every single game, even when his body was broken, even when the pain was unbearable, he showed up. That's what Mutt had taught him. Not to be perfect, not to avoid mistakes, just to keep swinging. Mickey Mantle hit 536 home runs on legs that didn't work. He won championships through injuries that would have ended anyone else. And when he finally couldn't play anymore, he spent the rest of his life wishing he'd been a better man. But on that day in May 1952, when his father was dying and his career was hanging by a thread, Mickey did the only thing he knew how to do. He stepped into the box, and he swung.